How to correctly and with confidence paint human hair. Let's discuss in this video. When we paint figures or portraits, hair might be a challenging subject just because it can be such a complex form with a lot of play of light and shadow on it. So in this video, I wanted to list just a few general principles of painting hair that will help us to make sense of that subject and not be intimidated by it and tackle hair with confidence. I find that common mistake when drawing people and drawing their heads, and I make that mistake sometimes too, is that we do not give enough height to the skull, to the portion where the hair is. And the person we're drawing or painting sometimes looks like the top of the hair was chopped off. So we don't want that. When I do my initial sketch, I always check if I have enough height on top of the head. And also strategically, when you start putting your figure in, it's a good idea to start slightly lower than you think your final figure needs to be, so you will have room to add a little bit on top, because that's just the way our brain is wired. We do not draw enough head at the first go. The second piece of advice I have is to treat hair as a geometric form. I know we often see a lot of strands of hair like this model has. There are a lot of details, but first thing we need to do is to determine where the light comes from and which portion of the hair will be in light and which portion will be in shadow. So not getting bogged down by details, but defining the overall shape of this whole volume of hair will be our first step. After overall form of hair is defined and we are sure that all the proportions are correct, the head is the right shape, we can start working on details and we can start adding those tiny cast shadows between different strands of hair. After we define the overall geometric shape of the hair, our final step would be to add the details. It would be a mistake to leave hair without all those little cast shadows and not to define all those strands of hair to a certain extent, and also to add the highlights, as you will see in a second. I will be doing with a small liner brush and white gouache. It all contributes to visual interest of our painting. In my case, I went very dramatic with the hair. I'm pretending it's blowing by the wind, so I'm really laying on the details. Your level of details will depend on your style of painting, but all those details, they do need to be added for hair to look like hair, and they need to be added last at the end of the painting process. Alright, here's my fantasy portrait. I hope this video will help you a little bit not to be intimidated by the hair and paint or draw it with confidence. I hope you check out my class on sketching faces and on sketching human figure. Don't forget to watch other videos on the playlist How to Draw and Paint People here on my channel. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Help other artists to see this video by liking or sharing it. To see future videos, subscribe and click the bell button to be notified when they're published. Thanks again and stay creative!